Imagine for a moment that a long-speculated, mysterious celestial body, often termed Planet X, or sometimes referred to as Planet 9, truly exists within our solar system. The implications of this discovery would ripple through astronomy, planetary science, and even humanity's broader understanding of its place in the universe. But what exactly would it mean for Planet X to be real? How would it affect the solar system, our planet, and the collective imagination of humankind? Let's embark on a journey across time and space, unraveling the answers to the question, what if Planet X was real? To understand the significance, let's first explore what Planet X represents in scientific thought and popular lore. For over a century, astronomers have hypothesized the existence of a distant, massive planet lingering beyond Neptune, far out in the dim twilight of the solar system. The idea was initially rooted in discrepancies observed in the orbits of Uranus and Neptune, suggesting an additional, unseen gravitational influence. While Pluto's discovery in 1930 briefly seemed to fulfill this hypothesis, Pluto's mass proved far too small to account for the anomalies. The legend of Planet X, sometimes conflated with doomsday prophecies and conspiracy theories, took on a life of its own, even as the search for a true ninth planet continued in more scholarly circles. Over the decades, evidence both for and against the existence of Planet X has ebbed and flowed. In recent years, astronomers' observations of the clustering of certain trans-Neptunian objects' orbits have reignited interest. Could an unseen massive planet be shepherding these icy remnants? Could Planet X be out there, waiting to be found? Suppose, for this exercise, that the answer is yes. With a sweep of a telescope, astronomers finally detect an unmistakable signature. A planet 10 times the mass of Earth, orbiting hundreds of times farther from the Sun than our home world. What happens next? The immediate impact would be electrifying. News would travel swiftly. Humanity has discovered another true planet in its cosmic neighborhood. The international scientific community would pivot rapidly, marshaling its resources toward observation and analysis. The discovery would spearhead headlines, spark debates, and inspire dreams. Technologically, a new wave of telescopes, both ground-based and orbiting, would be trained on the object. Scientists would scramble to characterize its size, mass, composition, orbit, and possible moons. The faint planetary disk, shrouded in the sun's distant glow, would transform from mathematical possibility into a real, physical world. As data pours in, the story would quickly deepen. Astronomers would seek to answer, how did Planet X form? Did it emerge alongside the other solar system planets, or was it captured from another star system millennia ago? Its vast, elongated orbit would prompt questions about the architecture of the outer solar system and the forces that shaped it. This single object could hold the key to understanding the migration of the giant planets, the arrangement of the Kuiper Belt, and perhaps even the origins of the solar system itself. One of the most intriguing consequences of Planet X's existence lies in its gravitational influence. A planet of significant mass, orbiting far from the Sun, would subtly but persistently perturb the orbits of countless outer solar system bodies. Over time, it could explain many of the peculiar orbits observed among detached Kuiper Belt objects, and might even account for the so-called Planet 9 anomalies. Its presence might help solve the puzzle of why some distant objects have such odd, elongated, or tilted orbits, a mystery that has confounded astronomers for decades. The gravitational footprint of Planet X would be mapped and modeled, reshaping our understanding of the far reaches of the solar system. For planetary scientists, the discovery would offer a tantalizing opportunity, the first chance to study a new major planet up close since the days of Voyager. Space agencies like NASA, ESA, JAXA, and others would propose bold new missions, flybys, orbiters, or even landers designed to unveil the planet's secrets. Planning such missions would be daunting. Planet X, if it resides hundreds of astronomical units from the Sun, would take decades to reach, even with the most advanced propulsion technologies. But the prize, an unspoiled planet, untouched by prior exploration, would be too enticing to ignore. From a practical perspective, the existence of Planet X would have important ramifications for celestial mechanics. Astronomers would need to update the models and ephemerides that govern everything from spacecraft navigation to predictions of solar eclipses. If Planet X's orbit is particularly eccentric, swinging closer to the Sun during certain epochs, it could, in rare and distant ages, perturb the orbits of comets and icy bodies, subtly influencing impact rates on the inner solar system. Some have speculated that distant planets could even trigger comet showers, though such events would unfold on timescales far beyond a human lifetime. The discovery would also force a broader philosophical reckoning. Humanity's conception of the solar system, once thought complete with the discovery of Neptune, then upended by Pluto and the redefinition of planetary status, would change yet again. School textbooks, models, and museum displays would need updating. The solar family would have a new distant member, reshaping the narrative of how star systems evolve. The idea that there may yet be undiscovered worlds, even in our own cosmic backyard, would reignite a sense of wonder that has long fueled exploration. Culturally, the revelation would spark extraordinary creativity. Science fiction authors, artists, and filmmakers would imagine tales set on or near Planet X, speculating about its landscapes, moons, potential for life, and the ancient history recorded on its surface. The planet would quickly become a subject of fascination, inspiring everything from novels to speculative documentaries. Popular culture would embrace the mystery. What secrets does Planet X hide, and could it someday be within reach of human explorers? With the planet's composition gradually revealed, scientists all over the world would pore over the clues. Is it a gas giant, like Neptune or Uranus? A swirling sphere of hydrogen, helium, and volatile ices cloaked in a ghostly blue-green haze? Or does it possess a rocky core swaddled in glaciers and frozen lakes, a super-Earth in eternal twilight? Temperature readings might reveal a world colder than any previously visited, its surface shrouded in perpetual darkness but warmed ever so faintly by the radioactive decay of its interior. Instruments tuned to detect exotic compounds might spot hints of hydrocarbons, ammonia, or even weird, crystallized atmospheres, chemistries unknown on the other planets. As time passes, attention would turn to the planet's own history. If Planet X formed with the Sun, it would serve as a time capsule, its properties preserving a record of conditions in the young solar system billions of years ago. But if it was captured, it might display evidence of a completely alien origin, a relic from another star that wandered too close and was ensnared by our Sun's gravity. Studying Planet X could answer questions as old as time. How common are nomad planets in the galaxy? And how often do they seed established systems with new worlds? Astrobiologists, always on the lookout for life's cosmic cousins, would find little reason to hope for thriving ecosystems so far from the Sun's warmth. Yet, the possibility would not be dismissed outright. On Earth, life is found in astonishing places: deep ocean vents, subglacial lakes, and in the permafrost. Perhaps, shielded beneath layers of ice or rock, primitive microorganisms could eke out an existence near geothermal sources. Even if the surface is barren, the concept of habitability would need to be expanded, accounting for environments unimaginable until now. Meanwhile, the presence of Planet X would likely rekindle age-old fears and conspiracies. For generations, some have speculated about doomsday planets, rogue worlds swooping in to cause catastrophe on Earth. The physics, of course, seldom supports these apocalyptic tales. A real, stable Planet X, in a distant, well-characterized orbit, would pose no threat to earthly life for the foreseeable future. Still, the public discourse might be briefly colored by anxiety, until scientific outreach and education dispelled such fears. For the scientific community, one of the greatest areas of interest would be in modeling Planet X's impact on the solar system's formation and long-term dynamics. Did the presence of a distant giant planet help shape the Kuiper Belt's population, clearing out debris or directing the orbits of planetesimals? Might it have altered the migration of Jupiter or Saturn, affecting the delivery of water and organics to the nascent Earth? Would it change our expectations for what planetary systems around other stars might look like? Or what kinds of planets might be hiding in the darkness around our own stellar neighbors? As more is learned, humanity would watch with fascination as robotic emissaries slip ever closer to the new planet. Decades after its discovery, the first images up close would stun the world. Channels gouged by ancient impacts, windswept terrains, the eerie, dim glow of sunlight 1,000 times fainter than on Earth. Moons, maybe even ring systems, would be cataloged and analyzed. Each piece of data would sharpen the story, bringing clarity to a world previously imagined only through mathematics and speculation. The process of naming would become a deeply symbolic ritual, echoing the debates that followed Pluto's discovery. Cultures around the world might propose names from myth and legend, each vying to leave a mark on the cosmic map. Ultimately, the name chosen would join Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto as a dwarf planet. In the celestial roll call, a new member in the most ancient of human stories, the naming of the stars. Scientific implications aside, the emergence of a real Planet X would resonate within the realm of philosophy and spirituality. For ages, the cosmos has served as a mirror for humanity's hopes, fears, and questions. Each new world discovered challenges the presumption of uniqueness or completeness. To find yet another planet, so late in the astronomical game, would serve as a humbling reminder of how much remains unseen and unknown even in our own small sector of space. Human civilization, for all its technological triumphs, is still just beginning to fathom the scale, complexity, and strangeness of the universe. A real Planet X would inspire new generations to gaze upward and wonder, how many other hidden worlds are out there? What secrets do they keep? And what role will humankind play, as explorers and storytellers, in uncovering those truths? In the centuries to come, as knowledge deepens and technology advances, the distant world could even become a destination for humanity's most audacious journeys. Concepts for ultra-fast spacecraft, propelled by fusion or laser sails, might be revived. Generation ships, slowed by immense distances, could dream of reaching the planet's surface, touching ground where none have gone before. No longer just a point of light, Planet X would take its place as a tangible target for discovery and perhaps, one day, human visitation. Beyond the bounds of the science and humanities, there would be small, personal ripples. In classrooms, students would sketch the planetary lineup, making space for a new world at the edges of their solar system diagrams. Children would gaze at models, imagining what it would feel like to stand on the surface, looking up at unfamiliar constellations. Astronomers, young and old, would be galvanized to search anew. If Planet X can be real, what else might remain unseen at the margins of science? And perhaps most profoundly, the discovery would underscore the central truth that the universe does not yield its secrets easily or quickly. Centuries of theory and observation, of conjecture and debate, would be required to bring Planet X from the realm of myth into the realm of fact. The process of scientific inquiry would be vindicated, reinforcing the idea that patience, rigor, and curiosity can, over time, peel back the veil of cosmic mystery. In every era, humanity has sought to complete the map, to mark the edges, to know the boundaries. Time and again, new discoveries have confounded that desire. New continents, new stars, new planets. Each revelation, far from closing the book, has forced it wide open. The possibility that Planet X might exist stands as an enduring testament to the unfinished nature of human knowledge. But imagine for a moment that the tale doesn't end with just one new planet. Emboldened by the discovery, astronomers would redouble their searches. With improved telescopes, artificial intelligence, and ever larger sky surveys, new objects would flicker into view. Other potential planets, rogue ice giants, dwarf planets with their own moons and rings. Our conception of the solar system as a tidy, well-known place would be upended, replaced by a vibrant, bustling outer frontier, a place of possibility and surprise. The more we learn, the more the universe reveals that it is not a static stage, but an ever-changing, thriving expanse. Returning to the people of Earth, The impact of such a discovery would filter through science, art, philosophy, and even policy. Space funding might be reimagined, driven by the allure of exploring a truly new planet. International cooperation, so critical to large-scale astral science, could be invigorated, uniting nations in the pursuit of knowledge free from terrestrial boundaries. The discovery of Planet X might even inspire renewed discussions of planetary protection, the preservation of cosmic heritage, and the stewardship of the solar system's natural wonders. In this new era, students of all ages would be confronted with the lesson that there is always more to learn and discover. Planet X's reality would serve as a clarion call: be curious, challenge assumptions, and embrace the unknown. That is, perhaps, the most profound outcome of all. No matter what the future reveals, the story of Planet X will remain one of speculation transformed to knowledge, of myth transfigured into reality. Whether or not such a world awaits discovery, the human thirst for understanding, fueled by questions just like this one, will never diminish. For every Planet X, there are undoubtedly other mysteries, as yet unimagined, waiting just beyond our gaze, calling us ever onward into the vast and star-swept night.